Sometimes we feel like it is impossible with all the things that we're doing, with all our busyness, to fit God into our schedule. And that causes us to start to feel stressed out and disappointed in ourselves because we're neglecting such an important relationship in our life. We're putting Him on the back burner. And because I've been feeling like this lately with all of my busyness, I thought it was so important to do this video and show you guys how I dedicate 1 hour of my day with God in the midst of all my busyness and show you guys what that can look like for you. I'm not gonna waste this joy deep down inside me. Hi, you guys. As you guys saw by that title and that intro, in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how I dedicate 1 hour of my day to spend with Jesus. Now, I know like in the midst of our busyness, that seems almost impossible. You're probably like, bro, there's no way that I can spend and carve out an hour to spend with God. But I want you to know that when you neglect your relationship with God, you will start to fall short in the other areas of your life because Jesus offers us some sort of balance. He offers us peace and calmness and happiness. And when we neglect that, when we neglect the cup that holds our relationship with God, we start to feel irritable, we start to feel stressed out, we start to feel burnt out, and therefore that affects everything else in our life. But when you give that time to Jesus and when you fill that cup, all the other things in your life will begin to overflow. Those other cups will overflow with blessings from God because you have that foundation and you have that close bond and relationship with Him. So I just wanted to do this video because I feel like I've been feeling this way, very busy lately, and feeling like I can't put time into my relationship with God. But I just wanted to let you guys know that you need to and you should, because it will help you in all the other areas of your life. And maybe this looks different for you, right? Like maybe you can't sit down for an hour straight and spend time with God in that time, but maybe you can break it up into smaller parts throughout your day. Maybe you can do 10 minutes here, 5 minutes here, 20 minutes here, 30 minutes here, and maybe that's what that looks like for you. It is just so important that at least you try, right? Like at least you do something to fill that cup. You do something that is spirit-led throughout your day. So I wanted to get into this today and I wanted to show you guys what that looks like for me. And I'm going to kind of like walk us through it so that you guys can see that there are other options for you, and maybe what you do to spend time with God looks different than me, and that is totally okay. We're all different. So I'm going to actually set a timer on my phone and we're gonna get into it. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys. Now the timer may go over an hour because I'm gonna stop and like kind of talk to you guys, but that's okay, right? You can never spend too much time with Jesus, but I just want to show you that it is possible to spend time here and there throughout your day with God and including Him in your day. And I'm so excited to get into this. So if you enjoy this video, please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, join the family, join the community. We would love to have you a part of the channel. And we're gonna get right into this. Okay, let's go. So to start my hour, I like to start with prayer. That is just me. Okay, I like to open up my heart and my mind to receiving God and His word and asking Him to be in this space with me. And so I always start with prayer. That's just what I like to start with. Of course, you can start with whatever you like to start with. It doesn't have to be prayer. But for me, it's my prayer box. And I touched on this box in my solo date ideas with Jesus video. So if you want to hear more about it, go in the description and go watch that. I'll link it below. But basically the prayer box is literally, I color code prayers for different things, like my family, my friends, myself, my faith, my relationship, things like that. And on that specific colored paper, I write my prayer down, whatever I'm hoping for or praying for in that season of my life, and I drop it in. Once the prayer goes in, I am not allowed to worry about it no more, because now it's up to God and what He wants to do with it. So I kind of just like take it out of my mind and I try to remove, this is like my way of removing worry in my life, but also having an active prayer life as well. And so this box has become so important to me because it is such a great way to spend time with God. And even if you can't get to Bible study or journaling or whatever it is you like to do, this is such a great way to spend a lot of time with God. because you can just throw prayer after prayer after prayer in it, especially if you like break it down into like different categories, because you can touch on so many things in such a short amount of time. Like this can take up to like 30 minutes for me if I really allow it to. And so you can just open up your mind to that. Now, I don't do this every day. Every day I'm not pulling out my prayer box, but I do open up with prayer. And so today I'm going to use my prayer box. But again, this is like, and I'm also using my prayer box because I have specific prayers I want to put into it, and I have specific people or things I would like to pray for. But if it's just like opening up my heart and my mind to getting into the word and like retaining that information and applying it to my life, then I'll just open up regularly with prayer and not use the prayer box. And I hope that makes sense. Now, for you, this can look different. Maybe you don't use anything. Maybe you don't have prayers that you write down. Maybe it's just out of whatever's based off your thoughts at that moment. That's fine. Maybe for you it's a prayer corner. Maybe you have a prayer corner or a prayer closet, and maybe that's what that looks like for you. Or maybe you're a walking active type of girl, so maybe you're going on a prayer walk. Maybe that's what that looks like for you, right? So there are so many ways that you can include prayer into your day. That doesn't have to look like sitting down and like getting into it, if that makes sense. So we're gonna start the timer, and I'm gonna dive into this for a little bit, and you guys are gonna like sit with me while I do this for a little bit, and then we'll get to the next thing, and we'll see what time is looking like.
Don't be in a rush to try to find a man. Just keep getting closer with God and trusting in his plans. Don't fall for the hype on the gram, they follow trends. Making toxicity look cute, that ain't romance. You gotta be better than. If the man upstairs know your name, I advise you know your worth. Get you a male, treat you like a queen, and always gonna put God first. Don't return to your past, I know it hurt. Last time they put you on a shirt. Glory to God that now you're living. Don't go back, it might be worse. Beautiful to be treated like dirt. Don't rush it, put it on pause. Let God satisfy your thirst.
So literally, I just finished my prayer box. I paused the timer because I want to make sure this is really equating to an hour. I don't want to waste no time. I want y'all to see that this is going to take an hour. Right now we're at 49 and 54 seconds, which means that I just spent 10 minutes praying, right? And of course that could be longer depending on what you're praying for or how many things you're praying for. I currently don't have that many things I'm praying for that I want to put in my prayer box, right? So, of course that looked a little different for me. Maybe that time, maybe next time that will be cutting into more time. So I also got out my Bible. That's the next thing is Bible study right now. I opened up my heart and my mind to him and to getting into his word. So we're gonna dive into Bible study. Again, my Bible study goes with journaling. So I do Bible study first and then I journal about how I'm feeling and what happened, or like how this verse relates to what I'm going through and what my prayers are for the future, right? So that goes together. But of course, maybe you do journaling separate, maybe you do Bible study in the morning. Like this could look so different for you, and maybe your time is different. I already flipped to my passage that I'm reading today, but again, that's gonna cut into some time, you looking. But I decided to just find what I wanted to read while the timer was paused. Today we're gonna get into 2 Corinthians 12, which is called Paul's vision and his thorn, y'all. One of these verses, well, no, a couple of these verses are my life verse, has been for this year. Maybe that's just the season I'm in, but I fell in love with this verse the first time I read it. It's actually my wallpaper right now. And it's 2 Corinthians 12, 8 to 10. And so we're going to read that today. So whether you're reading with me or you're reading on your own, let's get into it. I got my highlighter ready, and I kind of just highlight the things that stood out to me, that were most important to me while I read. So that's how I do Bible study. Now, I also would like to do a video of you guys doing Bible study with me, because my Bible study has changed since my video, one of my first videos, and I would like to show you guys the difference. But for right now, let's just do this. We're doing a video, so let's start the timer. Let's resume the timer, see where we're at.
Rendezvous, world had me in some funny shoes. Turning green from the wicked I was running through. Could've took me out if he wanted to. From the I know he was hearing me cry.
Okay, guys, I wanted to share my life verse, the one that I love the most. And if I love a lot of verses though, so don't get it wrong, I love all of them. However, this one really sticks with me and I always think about it constantly. For in order to keep me from becoming conceited, I was given a thorn in my flesh, a messenger of Satan to torment me. 3 times I pleaded with the Lord to take it away from me, but he said to me, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore, I will boast all the more gladly about my weaknesses, so that Christ's power may rest on me. That is why, for Christ's sake, I delight in weaknesses, in insults, in hardships, in persecutions, in difficulties. For when I am weak, then I am strong." And this truly sat with me because I think it is so important as Christians to remember that just because you are a Christian now doesn't mean that your life is going to be easy, right? It is important to remember that the enemy is always going to work 10 times harder to bring you back to that place because it doesn't want to see you thrive in the kingdom, in God, and God in you, right? Like it wants to take that away from you and it wants to be your God, right? And so it is so important that you remember that life is going to be hard and it's meant to be, because without hardships, you won't turn to God. But in your hardships, Jesus is close, right? Because he is so close to the brokenhearted. And through that, when you are weak, he will strengthen you and show you that anything is possible, that you can get through and surpass anything as long as you are within him and him in you. And so it is just so important. And I just love it so much because I feel like there are things that plague me and like sins that I hold on to or things that I hold on to that are hard for me to let go of. And then I remember that like those things are meant to be there because I am never too good to turn and bow down to the Lord, right? Like I'm never too good for that. And just all the things. I could say so much more, but that is just like the gist of what that means to me and why I've chosen it as a life verse. For me, Bible study and journaling go together, but for the purpose of this video, I'm going to split it up for my friends who do it separately and want to see what that looks like time-wise. So I'm going to do it separately. Now, right now we have finished Bible study and we are at 40 minutes. Like y'all, we have 40 minutes. So, yeah, I don't even think this is gonna take an hour, but look, you're gonna see how much stuff I did to fill my life with the Spirit in just a short amount of time. So I'm going to journal now based off what I wrote, based off what I've been going through, based off what he has done in my life, and we're gonna see where that is at. When I do Bible study, after I do Bible study, I journal, and while I journal, I throw on some worship music. And this also helps me to like kind of multitask, especially if I'm really low on time, so that I can worship while I journal. This me, I have a multitasking brain. If you do not, then that is not for you. While I journal, there are times when a song that is so good comes on, I'll stop writing and I'll just worship and get into that song. And so today we're going to do that. I'm going to worship and journal. But again, that is something you can make separate and see what that looks like for your time. Like I know for me, if I'm very short on time, like lately I've been worshiping while I'm driving, like things like that, right? So just filling your time with the best way you know how. So I'm going to throw on some worship music. We're going to resume the time and we're going to get into that.
I'm gonna love you till it stills me. Steal me to a quiet place. Be my only hideaway. Lord, I'm needing your embrace.
Okay, journaling is finished. We're at 27:13. We're gonna continue to worship for this time. I'm going to be protected for everything. In the fire, it's purpose in the suffering. So if you're in a trial, then a miracle is here. It is well. We are currently at 21 minutes. We have 21 minutes left. And while I worship, I've decided to do a godly hobby. And of course, this looks different for everybody. For me, I like to draw my Bible. That's what I like to do. After I read a specific chapter, I like to draw a picture that goes with that chapter that I read. And it's just like what I like to do after Bible study. And I still listen to my worship music. And it kind of just helps me enter like a calming, peaceful state, and it's a great transition from being with God to like going and doing whatever else I have to do with my day or doing the rest of my day, right? So that's what I want to do in my last 20 minutes. Of course, again, this is going to look different for you, and I want to keep emphasizing that because I want you to know that you can feel your time with God however you see fit and what you're available to do. And so maybe you have a different hobby. Maybe you are a painting girl. Maybe you're a boy who likes to go hiking or go on walks, right? So like this is all whatever your hobby is and how you can fit God into that. Maybe you like to do pottery, or maybe this time you use your last 20 minutes to complete a God-sized goal in your life, right? Like maybe you have a godly goal that you want to complete for the day, and maybe this is what you do with that time. So for me, I'm gonna draw. And that's what I like to do. I'm gonna continue to listen to my worship music. I don't know which chapter I'm going to draw today because I'm kind of backed up on chapters right now. And I have not really been drawing. So that's why I'm going to use this 20 minutes to draw. And I want to like fill my Bible up with drawings and with words and with like little illustrations to match what the chapter is talking about. And I've only ever done one that I will show you guys. I'm going to put it up on the screen. But yes, that is what I like to do. And that's what I'm going to do in my last 20 minutes. Maybe my last 15 minutes, and in my last 5 minutes, I might just sit in quiet. But we're going to see what that looks like for me. So yeah, let's get into that. Oh, my timer literally just went off and I just finished my picture. And y'all, we did a whole hour and we did so much to feed our spirit. Like we prayed, we worshiped, we journaled, we read our Bible, we did a godly hobby. These were all things that fit into 1 hour of my day. Could I have split it up? Yes. Could I have done 15 minutes here, 10 minutes there, 30 minutes here? Yes. But I still spent time with God and I got so many things done. I'm fulfilled for the rest of my day. I'm able to move through the rest of my day just because I dedicated this 1 hour to God. And y'all, it was a good hour. Okay, it was a great hour. We read some good stuff, we did some good stuff, we felt some good stuff. That is the end of this video. I hope this video has helped you and it's giving you hope and encouragement that you are able to give a little time to God in your life in the busiest of seasons, in the busiest of times. Even when you feel like it is impossible, you can do it. And I encourage you, even if you cannot dedicate an entire hour to God, dedicate 10, 15 minutes, 30 minutes. Start with something small. Start with a small goal and give him something. Okay, even if it's not a whole hour, God would rather have a little time with you than none, right? Feed that part of your life. Overflow that cup, because when you do, you will see transformation in your life. I know for me, I have reduced anxiety, reduced stress, reduced burnout, and I am able to get through my days with hope, with peace, with joy in my life because I have done this. So I encourage you guys to do so. And if this video has encouraged you, please share it with a friend and comment down below, what ways do you like to spend time with God throughout your day? Please remember that I love you, but God loves you 10 times more. I hope you guys have an amazing day, an amazing week. And without further ado, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.